Ba, 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 ba. Yes, hello. It is a hump day. It's a hump day Wednesday. And it's time for the morning disaster. I'm Ray Lytle. Along with Captain Steve Areno, Bus Steve, Fester. Along with Fester Steve. Or little Stevie Fester. Oh, goodness. You know what's going on, man? And Goose will be joining us in a bit. I saw he's out. He was sitting in my living room when I walked through, so I don't know. I guess at some point he'll be joining. So there you go. Steve, can we hear you? How am I not hearing Steve? I don't hear him. I don't know what he's got going on. Oh, boy. Yeah. I see Steve, but I don't hear him. We see you, yeah, but he's I don't know what's going on. I don't know what he's doing. Oh, now I hear him. Now we hear him. Oh, he had the wrong thing plugged in. Now we hear him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sorry about that.
What were you? You had the wrong headphones on, or
I was going to try a different setup.
Oh.
Headphones, something that didn't have a built-in mic, and use the mic off the computer. And evidently, the computer mic's not on.
Yeah. Well, that mic sounds better. So you
okay.
Sound
well,
good
people complaining yesterday that I sounded like Darth Vader and I was breathing too heavy. So I thought maybe it was my whole headphones setup.
Well, you always breathe heavy. You're fat. Yeah. You breathe heavy? Yeah.
I smoke too much.
Yeah. Too much weed and everything else you got going on.
And I do have a lot of tar buildup and resin buildup.
But you don't smoke cigarettes, you know what I mean? It's not
No, I don't smoke constantly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but you don't look like Darth Vader.
No, I need a haircut bad. I'm gonna try to get one today.
I mean, Darth Vader at least had the taste to wear a mask.
That's true.
After he became ugly, he at least had some vanity in him. He was like, "Oh, well, let me put on a mask. I don't want to scare children." You know what I mean? He was.
But you ever notice that about the villain? They always wear a mask. You know, Jason wore a mask.
Yeah, they're classy.
Yeah,
they know to hide their ugliness.
Yeah,
I'm just saying it's not,
Yeah,
and they're very vain. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Villains are very vain. They don't want to just be out there and show themselves. They'd rather wear a mask. Oh well. But yeah, we can hear you now. Thank God.
Okay.
We hear you now, so you can continue sharing with us.
I knew it was going to be a quick fix, so I was prepared.
You could, which I like. I like that you were prepared. Look at that. I like how you were ready to, ready to switch in order to.
Right. I knew what the problem. Yeah. If you couldn't hear me, I knew that what I needed to do to fix it.
Yeah. Yeah. So I just saw my wife walking behind me. Like I said, I know Goose is here. I saw him on my way here. I don't know what he's doing. I thought he was going to join us. That was the plan.
Yeah, maybe he got busy.
Well, my wife is making. She's cooking something for work today.
I want to work where your wife works, and I would never have to bring a lunch.
Well, today is her. It's her anniversary.
Oh, why did she take stuff though? It's her anniversary.
I know, but that's how. I don't know. She's always done that for
Huh.
where she works. Every year on her anniversary, she brings casseroles, and she's bringing a chorizo casserole, and then she's bringing a French toast casserole today.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, so she was making them this morning.
Well, that's where Goose is. He's eating. He ain't.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. He's out there eating.
He's making sure he get his hot out of the oven.
Yeah, that's what I think too. So he'll get. She usually cuts a little bit off for me, but she only takes like a little bit of her casseroles to give to me. She doesn't.
Right.
She doesn't share a lot because at her office people line up for that shit. So she's only got a little bit that she can sample at home. And I'm telling you, he's out there eating it now to make sure that I don't get any. That's what I think. That's what I think's happening.
Yep. Oh, man.
So I know he's here, but yeah.
Just like the whole popcorn incident.
Yeah. He ate all the popcorn.
It wasn't even bought for him.
Yeah, there was popcorn brought to me as a gift. He came over to my house and ate all the popcorn. Unbelievable. Yeah, there's a whole situation in my house too. We've got to somehow get my daughter's car dropped off to Recon Tex.
Right.
Okay, so my wife said she'll drop it off. Right?
Right.
Except, how is she going to get from Recon Tex to her office? Meanwhile, my daughter's going to take my wife's car to work. So she'll just drive my wife's car.
Right.
But my wife can't drop it off because she's got to somehow get to work.
Why can't Goose follow your wife and then your Goose take your wife to work?
Well, I don't know. Because then how's she going to get a car at work? And
it's true. Yeah.
So there's a whole thing. The whole thing. So I guess she's going to take my daughter's car to her office.
Oh.
Yeah. And then, thank you.
Shit.
I did get a little bit. Look at this.
Yeah.
Goose did need everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what's going to happen is she's going to take my daughter's car to her office. And then after the show, I guess Goose and I will drive over in my car. And then Goose will grab my daughter's car and then we'll drop it off at Recon Tex, right?
Right.
And then the thing then is, how's my wife going to have a car at home or at school, at work?
Right.
Like, how's she going to get home? So, you know what I mean?
Right.
I don't know. So Goose and I don't know. So we'll figure it out.
Oh yeah.
We'll get it figured out. I'm going to try this. Which one should I try first, Steve? The
French
toast?
Yeah, the French toast. Right? That one looked good right off the bat. It spotted that right there.
Here we go. There's the French toast.
You smooth the butter out. Oh, fuck.
French toast.
Yeah.
Are you excited about it? You sound more excited than I am to sample it.
It looks good, dude. I had peanut butter and potato chips for breakfast.
This is my wife's casserole. Let's try it.
Yeah, I bet it's good. Of course, anything. I mean, I've eaten your wife's cooking. She can cook.
Oh, man.
I know shit.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I don't even know. I don't know how she got I don't know how she got syrup on it, but wow. It's very good.
Well, sometimes you can like bake the syrup into it. Yeah, I think. Or
It's very good. I think she covered it with syrup before serving it. I don't know how. I don't know how
Oh,
she did,
yeah.
but it's really
Yeah.
good. Mm,
Yeah.
mm, mm. Oh, woo, Lord, woo, Lord, woo. Oh, my Lord. Oh, oh, my Lord. Yeah, it's nice. It's got a good flavor to it, Steve.
Right.
Mm-mm. Yeah. Yes, sir. Mm. That flavor delicious. Oh, that flavor gave me the vapors, something awful. Oh, Lord. Oh,
I remember that show. And the vapors.
I got the vapors. Mm. Mm-mm. All right. All right, brother. Very excited now. I like that. I like that. So are you getting excited about Super Bowl?
I am absolutely excited. I saw something yesterday on the internet, and I think it sounded so right. It was a prediction by Marshawn Lynch
Yeah, what do you say?
of the Super Bowl outcome. It's going to be
Yeah.
24-21 Cincinnati on a Ethan McPherson last-second field goal
Really?
right before overtime.
And you think that's the good one?
Now,
See,
I think
now you're feeling Cincinnati, huh?
Yeah, I think that's going to be it. I really do. I think they're going to bring it down to little Mac, and he's going to kick that motherfucker through the goal.
Money Mac. Money Mac. I tell you, he's been making some money.
Oh yeah, he earned his money this year. That's for sure.
Is Do Double G gonna smoke some weed while
No, of course he
halftime,
is.
right?
Of course he is. I saw he pasted on TikTok this morning. He wanted everybody's opinion on what he should wear. I told him to wear a suit made of weed.
So that you're answering Snoop Dogg
TikTok.
poll questions.
Yeah.
Well, you gotta credit you, Steve. You're into everything.
You bet. I don't have much else to do, so
B-O double G. B-O double G. A hemp tuxedo.
exactly.
Is that what you voted on?
Yep.
He made that a choice?
No, he needed to make that a choice. He asking everybody. He said, What you all think I should be wearing at the Super Bowl, man? Hit me up.
Is that how he was sounding?
Yeah.
All right. I didn't think that sounded like I didn't know Snoop Dogg talked like that. I'm learning all kinds of stuff today. So he was wondering what he should wear at the Super Bowl.
Right.
And you think he should wear some kind of weed suit.
Right.
Or a weed.
And I think he should go on stage at exactly 4:20 into the program.
Yeah. You're smart. I don't know, but yeah, that's smart. But we'll see. D-O-double-G. It's going to be something. And I don't see, there's a bet on whether or not he'll smoke weed. I said, well, yeah, he's going to smoke weed.
Well, that's
it's in California. It's legal.
Right.
Why wouldn't he?
Yeah. Why wouldn't he?
Mm-hmm. They're now in the chat room asking what kind of smut you're watching.
I don't watch smut
On Pornhub.
I watch Pornhub, yes, but it ain't smut. Sometimes it's some pretty good stuff.
Wait a minute. So Corey said he thinks you're watching GILFs.
Yeah. Yeah, he's pretty close. Yeah, because I'm old.
Gilfs is
Grandma's I love to fuck.
oh, it's grandma's. Oh, so you have to be a grandma to be considered a gilf.
That's what I would think.
Yeah, that's what you'd watch. You like those the gilfs?
Yeah. Haha, Christina, I don't look at it on your computer. So you can't get into, you can't see.
I imagine you got to be, I would imagine you've got to be pretty good looking to be, to post your naked,
Not necessarily, buddy. Not necessarily. Let me tell you.
Dan is saying that you like the ants. You like the ants. I like to,
Well, yeah, sure. Yeah, do that too.
We heard that story yesterday. We heard the story yesterday about the ants.
Yeah, I did. Yes, I did.
Yeah. I'll be damned.
I never thought of it that way, but yes.
I mean, I've only had one MILF in my life.
Right.
And I've never had a GILF. I had a MILF when my wife became a MILF. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's the only time I ever had, sex with anyone who's had a child is I had sex with the mother of my child. You know what I mean?
Right, exactly.
So I've not experienced a GILF. But that's what you're into is the GILFs, huh?
Well, I'm getting older, so I know that chances are I'm never going to find a mother. I'm probably going to shoot for a grandmother. Hell, I might even shoot for a great grandmother or aunt. I'm thinking aunt worked good, years ago. So maybe I should stick with that.
So you're saying that your past experience with ants
have proven to be
would lead you to try an ant again.
Sure.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah. Well, I imagine I'll have my GILF whenever my wife becomes a grandmother. God knows when that's going to be. I hope not for a long time, but
right.
But who knows? Well, yeah. The somehow we got into GILFs. That's the subject matter we're relying on. Well, look at that.
Right.
Are you getting any Valentine's gifts for anybody?
No, I don't believe so.
You're not. There's
maybe
no one
myself.
There's no one that you in your life that would require you getting any kind of Valentine's gift.
No.
Have you watched any Olympics?
No, I haven't done that either. I discovered a new channel yesterday, and I'm obsessed with it now.
The United States won their first gold medal at the Olympics yesterday. The U.S. has been in a medal block. You know what I mean? They hadn't won any gold medals. Finally, yesterday, they won their first. We won it in snowboard cross.
Cool.
This is a woman who's 36 years old. She won the silver way back in 2006.
Wow, she's old.
Yeah. And Michaela Schifrin, who crashed on the giant slalom a few days ago.
Mm-hmm.
She was doing the women's slalom yesterday and missed a gate.
Oh, wow.
So she was, so she lost that one too. So that Michaela Schifrin, who was supposed to be like before the Olympics, they were saying she was going to win.
Right.
She's over too. So she's
got completely
she's
bombed
done.
out.
Yeah.
Wasn't doping.
So I just wanted to say that we at least got a gold medal.
Right. At least got a medal.
Yeah. And we got a bronze too, I guess. I like that. So finally there's something, we finally got something happening. Right. Let me see here. What channel you said you're watching? You have
I have Discovery Plus now.
How did you get Discovery Plus? That's a streaming?
Yeah, it's streaming.
All right.
It's streaming. Yeah.
All right. So tell me about Discovery Plus.
It's got a whole kinds of new shows on it. I was lucky. One of them is called Love Off the Grid. It's where these people never met. We're moving off the grid to live with each other and hopefully fall in love and all that.
Wait a minute. So they take two people. They take two people who've never met.
Right.
And they have them live together.
Off the grid. Yeah, totally. One guy lives in the middle of the Mojave Desert.
And so they live off the grid anyway?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then they get them together, and where do they live?
They live off the grid.
I know, but you said they randomly pick two people.
Well, they randomly. People met off the internet. They have never met in person, but they've met off the internet.
Okay.
And one of the persons already lives off the grid, and they convinced the second person that they've been talking to over the internet to join them off the grid.
And off the grid means
like the middle of one lady lives in the middle of the Mojave Desert. The other dude, they live way up in the mountains, no water, they shit outside, everything else. No plumbing, no electricity.
No plumbing?
Yeah, no plumbing.
Who would live somewhere with no plumbing?
These people, this dude, he has this, looks like a toilet seat on 2x4s. He takes it out in the desert, he scoops a hole, he sits down in it and does his business, and he covers it up with dirt.
Well, why in the what? Yeah, that's how he go. What happens if he gets like a stomach thing?
Yeah, I guess he just covers it up with dirt.
I mean, what the hell? How many times a day is he running?
Well, no, they showed once.
Is he running out there?
Well, you have to, raise your own food or kill your own food. You can't go to the store. And they have, the only thing, you can have, they have to bring water in or have wells dug.
So they don't, and do they have electricity?
No.
Oh my God. Oh.
No.
Nope. Kill me now. So they don't have what do they do for lights?
Well, they use candles or propane.
This is ridiculous. And this is a show?
Yeah. It's called Love Off the Grid. Yeah, Love Off the Grid. That was just one of them. The Osbournes have a new one out too.
What did he?
It's called What Do You Think? Jack Osbourne hosts it, and Ozzy and Sharon are in it. They talk about all these different paranormal things and Bigfoot sightings and all this, and they ask Ozzy's opinion.
They have a show. There's a show about the paranormal.
Yeah.
Hosted by the Osbournes.
Yep.
What the hell? What the hell kind of stuff are they talking about there?
Oh, everything. Everything from the lights and all these different paranormal things, and that. Yeah, of course, say, Ozzy, do you believe in Bigfoot? And he's like, that is absolute fucking bullshit. Yeah, he has an excuse for everything. That dude was high on mushrooms or something. What?
So they ask Ozzy what he thinks of Bigfoot,
right?
And Ozzy, of course,
he said, "Oh, it's bullshit."
Says what I say about Bigfoot.
Yeah,
which is It sounds like bullshit. But Bigfoot to me is bullshit.
Huh? You gotta get Discovery Plus because there's like 5 different shows all about Bigfoot.
Really? So you were watching?
An investigation of Bigfoot.
So you're watching all these shows on when did you get Discovery Plus?
Just the other day. I love it.
And now that's all you watch is Discovery Plus.
Well, unless there's sports on, then I'll watch the sports. But
So you literally watch a reality show after reality show after reality show. That's what
Yep.
you watch.
yep, I like to try to get on one of those reality shows like Love After Lockup or Love During Lockup or whatever it is. You know, find me some
What's the Love After Lockup?
Well, it's just when people you start talking to people like in jail and prison,
Uh-huh.
and you get when they get out, you hook up after prison. After they get out of prison, yeah.
So you would.
I'm not going to do it with a male. I would talk with a female.
Mm-hmm. But you would start having a writing letters or something to a woman in jail.
Yeah, or email. You know, because they do have email, prison, jail, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, and then the show is after they get out.
Yeah,
You would hook up with them.
right. You pick
That
them
would be
up.
Steve's dream, wouldn't it? Right? That's like his dream job.
Yeah, he wants to be on a show. What's it called again, Steve?
Love After Lockup. There's a lot of them.
Love
want-
After
I want-
Lockup.
I want to try that one. I want to try 90 Day Fiance.
Mail-in bride and
These are the shows you're watching
almost claimed for rape.
on Discovery Plus. This is what you watch.
Yeah.
So you would
Are they reality shows?
you
right?
would get someone in jail for what? Like what kind of crime would they be in jail for?
Oh, they can be in jail for anything, from murder, bank robbery, anything.
Okay.
Oh, that's right up your alley, Steve.
What wouldn't you date?
What would I do? I'd date anybody. And
Would you date would you date a murderer?
I date almost anybody, Ray.
Would you date a murderer?
Depends on who she killed and how she killed them.
And what reason, maybe? Did that enter your mind?
Well, yeah.
Okay, would you date someone who killed?
Wait a minute. What kind of questions are they? You're asking him if he would date a murderer. Steve, Ray, what is going on here?
I'm just saying. He said he would. He said he wants to be on Love After Lockup.
Why
so
are you trying to reason
know,
with a man who is obviously
I just want to know where the line is. I just want to find the line.
he's dating a murderer? Where's the line?
I'm asking. Would you date someone who murdered like a sibling?
No.
He would date a sibling.
I'm just saying. I'm saying someone who would murder one of their
Murder.
Oh.
Again, murder. You
brother or sisters. If someone was in jail for murdering one of their
Family
siblings,
members. How about
yeah,
family
family members. Would you
Yeah.
date them?
Yeah.
You would. Okay.
I give it a try.
Would you date someone?
Oh my god.
Would you date someone who
What is
murdered
this
her
reasoning?
husband or boyfriend?
Oh, definitely.
Wait a minute.
What?
you date someone who murdered the last person they dated.
Ray,
Yes.
you're trying to find a line with this guy. We've discovered yesterday there isn't a line. You said yourself there isn't one. He wants to date a murderer and had no problem dating one, and you're trying to find a line.
I'm just
Everybody deserves a second chance.
yeah. I am just
Yeah,
perplexed.
you think you get a second chance after dating this woman, and if you make her mad, what do you think's
Oh,
going to
God.
happen, Ray?
I'm
That's-
just perplexed by what Steve
His mindset?
says. Yes.
It is anarchy in there.
I'm just saying that so you would date someone who killed a husband.
Killed.
Yes.
Killed.
They murdered their
Murdered.
last boyfriend.
Yes.
You would date them.
You give it a try, huh?
What if they
Right.
murdered a child?
No, I'm sorry. I have to draw my line somewhere.
Oh,
What
thank
if-
goodness. The line draws there.
What if they're really, really hot? I mean, really smoking hot. Could you date someone that murdered a child?
Oh my God! What kind of questions are
Oh
these?
shit!
What kind of questions?
I'm saying, like,
Steve, do you the answer to no.
Is she really into me?
Steve, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter,
Yeah.
Ray.
I'm saying, say she looks like
Ray.
Cindy Crawford.
Oh my God! Back in the
Oh,
heyday, in the 80s.
shit!
Cindy Crawford looks good now.
I know
Yeah,
it
no
was,
shit.
but okay.
Yeah. So say it's Cindy Crawford and she's totally into you because your letters were so moving. But she murdered her children. Her
Oh, for
child.
the love of Pete!
Yeah.
What Ray? Where are we taking this?
I just
Goose, come join this show. Be a part of Steve's insane mind. You can't counsel this man. You cannot.
I'm just saying. I just want to find out where the line is. Like,
Does your wife need any more help? Because this is insane to me.
I'm saying, what if she murdered her children, but she's Cindy Crawford hot,
And she was really into me. Yes.
and she's really into you?
Yeah, I'd give her a chance.
Like when you were talking to her, she's just like, "Oh my God, I'm crazy about you.
Crazy, crazy.
I
again,
just can't
crazy.
wait to get out of jail and just have sex with you all the time."
She's crazy, Steve. Say no. Say no, Steve.
But I murdered my children.
You think Steve would be any good at a game show? Because this is really what this has turned into.
I'm just saying, would you date her for?
Yes, I would.
No, you would not, Steve. Say no.
I would give her a chance. I would give her a shot.
What if?
I would give her a chance.
What if she murdered not only her children,
Uh-huh.
but random children?
Steve, come on. You know the answer. You know the answer.
What if she murdered? What if she murdered random children?
Can we
Steve?
put a time limit on his answers?
Are we talking like busloads or like
no, not
she,
busloads, just random. Like she
or like she was a serial killer killing kids?
yeah, yes, a children's serial killer. Would you date her
Steve,
if she was
This is not
Cindy
a hard,
Crawford hot and she
not
was,
a hard question.
and she was really, really
This
hot,
is a softball. I'm tossing you a lob ball.
and she was really hot for you, Steve?
You're gonna nail this out of the park. Go ahead, Steve.
I guess I'm going to say yes because I believe everybody can be rehabilitated. I believe
The
that.
reason she was dating the kids is they
Dating
were
the
named.
kids? Dating the kids.
The reason that she was killing the kids is they were named student of the week at their school.
Oh,
And she
hell
was
yeah. Hell
She
yeah.
was like, "Oh, I hate these kids that are good
Yep.
students."
I totally agree with that one there. I totally agree with that one because I wasn't one of those kids that was ever a student of the fucking month of days.
No,
She was-
you don't say.
She started
Steve.
murdering the children that were the most religious ones.
No.
She started murdering the children that were the most helpful.
Is this really this line of questioning? Can I ask the both of you, Ray? Are you trying to find a line because there's no line? And two, part B to this is Steve so desperate to find love that he would date a murderer? Is that really what you're getting at?
Yes, he is that desperate.
Yeah. I'm saying both.
Steve,
And there's no line. There is no line.
buddy.
What?
Oh.
I'm signed up for all kinds of dating
Can you
sites
ask
on
me
the
those
internet.
questions, please? Go ahead and
All right,
ask me
Goose,
those
Goose, I'm going to
questions.
ask you.
Ask me some questions like of that nature.
Would you be on a show called Love After Lifetime where the whole thing is you have to date someone who just got released from jail?
No. Go ahead, keep asking.
Okay. Would you date someone who committed murder?
No. Go ahead, ask again.
What if they're really hot?
No.
I mean, really, really hot.
No. Crazy is you could be hot, you can be ugly, doesn't matter. Crazy's crazy, and you can't rehabilitate someone, Steve.
But they're out of jail. They served their
Yes,
time.
but I like sleeping. I like resting at night.
so
So
you
when
wouldn't-
when I lay my head down to rest, is it going to be the last time I lay my head down to rest?
so you're saying, so you would not want to date someone that murdered their last boyfriend?
No.
Okay.
Hey, if she lays her head on my chest, she can do whatever she wants.
Oh, there we
What
go.
if she's like Lorena Bobbitt story where would you date that woman, Ray?
Yeah.
Ray,
Would I date? No, I wouldn't. No, but
Ray, let me ask you a few
all right, go right ahead.
Let's say you had an opportunity to be on a show.
All
okay?
right.
And this show was you dating either serial killers, murderers, rapists of children, or what have you.
Yes.
Would you date that person?
No,
oh, she's super, super hot. Ray.
I'm married. I'm married. I would not
Okay.
be on any dating show.
Okay, but that's not okay. Let's say you were not.
All right. So I will say all right,
Same question.
say I was not married. Okay.
You're not married.
Okay.
You're a single guy,
All right. Yeah.
like Steve and myself.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Would you date a murderer,
No.
a
no,
rapist,
No.
someone who? What'd you say? Someone who kills A students
No. I would.
and deliberately goes after A students?
I would not. No.
Okay.
Only Steve is the one who. Only Steve is the one who said he would date someone like that. I would. I would not. Oh my God.
So do I need to say the second part of this, Ray? Your answers were no. My answers were no. Immediately, did you hesitate when you answered?
No.
Did I hesitate?
No.
Okay. So why is Steve not only hesitating but then answering yes to these questions?
Steve, would you date a rapist?
Steve, it's
Super hot.
It's a softball buddy. It's softball line.
It's a super hot
This is an easy
Cindy Crawford looking
answer.
rapist.
Oh my God, Steve, you can knock this one out of the park.
Go
Go
A
ahead, Andy.
super hot rapist who is raping children.
Steve.
That's what she was in jail for. Would you date her, Steve?
Nail this one out of the park, Steve.
How about Jennifer Aniston type?
Yes. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. You would. So even raping children is not something that would turn you off to the point of.
No, because like I said, everybody can be rehabilitated, I believe, in my mind.
In your heart, you believe the woman
And you
is
think
rehabilitated.
he thinks he's the man to rehabilitate people like this?
Well, the prison was how they got rehabilitated.
Right.
It's supposed to be.
So-
The system is supposed to work like that.
Yeah.
But Steve thinks he's the man. He's the guy.
Well, what if the rapist? Oh, I don't even want
Wait a
to get
minute.
into
How
this.
about this question, Ray?
Yeah.
Could you ask him, what about a lesbian? Do you Steve believe in his mind that he could turn a lesbian?
Steve, would you date a lesbian?
Super hot, Steve.
Super hot lesbian.
Steve. Again, soft.
But my problem I have with that is I have already before.
Oh, you did date? You did? Wait a minute.
I've dated a lesbian, yes.
Was she a murderer, rapist
No.
of innocent children?
Were you having sex with her?
Yes. But then
Okay,
that's
then
when
she was-
that's
well,
when
then
that's when she came out as lesbian after we had sex.
Well, no. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, so she told you she was a lesbian after you?
Wait a minute. Wait, can I ask you another question, please?
Yes, go right
Let's say
ahead.
you're dating, you're not married, you're a single guy, and you're dating a lesbian, okay?
Right.
And then immediately after she has sex with you, she says, I am a lesbian. How would that make you feel?
Well, it made me feel very bad.
Yeah.
I thought, wow, what have I done?
Yeah.
Or what haven't you?
I mean,
Let's say she's.
I think I dated
Oh my gosh.
maybe a bisexual, like
Oh,
girls who hooked up with other girls. That was a long time ago when I dated. But
Well, this was a long time ago too. But I mean, this girl, she didn't know. Maybe she's bisexual. But after we were dated, she came out and said, "I'm a full-blown lesbian."
oh, so you were the
I must have been the straw that broke the camel's back, I guess.
Well, maybe the 2 minutes and you fell asleep.
Well-
It might not have.
That could have happened too.
you were so unpleasing.
She turned to a woman.
Did you actually? That she turned
How in the world?
she turned lesbian to become pleased
Yep.
after being unpleased with you. Well,
That could be. That could be.
How does that make you feel?
yeah. How did
would
that make you feel? How
Ray?
did that make you feel?
I can tell
And
you
that-
how it made me feel.
It
Pretty
made me
horrible.
feel like it made me feel pretty horrible too. Man.
No, I'd be like,
Was that before or after you took Viagra?
I see, but that's where I'm
Yeah,
different.
before.
Yeah.
I got to be honest. That's where I would feel. I would be cool with that. I'd be like, wow, I was her last.
Last dude.
I was the last guy she was with. Yeah, I would be honored.
But then when you find out she tells her friends that I'd rather be with a woman than I would be with a man, it makes you think, well, maybe I wasn't.
No, I would
up
be
to
like,
par.
I would be honored. You know what I mean? Like, if it turned out one of my ex-girlfriends,
You know, Ray, you were a really good a baseball player back in the day.
yeah.
I am lobbing these to you, and you're swinging and missing.
I just put it
Has
out
the
there.
eyesight gone that bad?
I just put it out there that I would be honored. I'd be like, oh, I was the last to, you know.
I'd be interested to see what they're saying in the chat room, especially. I'd be interested to see what they're saying about this whole. Steve, you have to realize.
Let me.
buddy, you have to please.
I
May
mean,
I give him?
I want
a
to read
speech?
some of the stuff from the chat room.
Oh, for the love of Pete, can I just talk to this man?
They say,
He is so far gone.
would Steve date the ice cream truck killer?
What?
Super hot, Steve. She's super hot.
Goose makes the most sense in this den of cucks. Put Steve in a room full of people, and Steve would be attracted to the craziest bitch in the building.
Exactly.
I'm trying to find the line where we stop listening.
Yes. Yes.
Let's see. Steve would date anyone that would touch his pee-pee.
Yeah, he's probably
Steve,
right
is
there
he-
too.
Goose
Probably.
equals logical.
Thank you. Thank you. Finally, someone
Um,
gets it.
Let's see. You don't stick your dick in crazy.
No, you do not.
Marvin's dates used to scare me. Steve's even topped that.
Way over that line.
That girl had the best 120 seconds of her life with Steve.
You bet.
Um,
Second.
that's 110 seconds more than what Steve needs.
No, I can about 20 seconds, maybe 30 tops.
Did your date bring her girlfriend with her?
That would be cool.
Steve gets a jailbird. He's been planning a romantic night with Steve on her first night of freedom. The next day, she turns herself in to the authorities and said she killed him. It's just a shame. That's not what I was expecting. He was so bad that I had to take him out of the dating pool.
That's really what happened in his 2 stories yesterday. They took him out of the because really all they wanted was hookups, right?
Yeah, and he was so bad
And
that
he was
they
so
just
And the one lady couldn't grab her clothes fast enough to get the heck
decided-
out of there.
they decided to stop hooking up.
And then I'm sure that the aunt probably drove back home, right?
yeah.
Did you fall asleep after the drive with the aunt?
No, I'd take the aunt back home. I had to take her home.
Were you driving really fast? Did she tell you, Steve, you're driving too slow?
No, I'm driving normal. I wasn't in a big hurry.
Steve's turning girls into lesbians. Let's see.
I have got to know.
Steve equals lesbian factory.
Like that. That's funny.
Steve is happy to volunteer as anyone's rock bottom.
Rock bottom. That sums it all up. That's what this show. Steve's rock bottom. Let's find it.
Yeah. We're never going to find it. I've been looking and I've never been able to find it. He admitted today that he would date someone who was in jail for murdering children.
A student children.
Yeah, a student. Good student children.
Steve, is he hindered by beauty or by love?
Both.
Both, possibly.
You're saying that Steve
Desperation.
What is that? Perspiration. What?
Desperation.
desperation is what drives you.
Desperation.
Oh.
You know, Steve, you're never going to. Don't they always say, Ray, you don't find love when you're looking and desperate?
Yeah, you just
How did you find D? How did you find D? Were you looking?
no.
No. You were dating, right?
Yeah.
And she came into your life.
Yeah, she stopped off at a bar. I was at a bar.
Uh-oh.
I was waiting outside of the bar. I was hanging outside with my roommates.
I don't see Dee going to car.
No, there's a whole story there.
She doesn't do that.
So this car pulls up, and these girls get out of the car, and one was my wife. The other one was a girl who had hooked up with one of my roommates.
Okay.
And it turned out that my wife was at a party and with the girl who had hooked up with Lamb the weekend before.
Okay.
So the girl had just hooked up with Lamb and she wanted to go out and find him. So she was going to the party asking everybody, hey, could you give me a ride? Could you give me a ride? And my wife was leaving the party to go get something to eat. And she goes, I'll give you a ride. Where are we going? And the girl says, I just want to stop at a couple places to try to find this guy. And she goes, okay.
To find Lamb?
Yeah. So she
But
drove.
you knew where Lamb was.
Yeah. Somehow she knew where we were. I don't know. And she pulls up to this bar and we were outside the bar. One of the bouncers had become friends of ours. And so we went out and he's like, come on out and talk to me. So we went outside and we were talking to the bouncer. And so we're literally sitting outside the bar. The bar was packed. And the girl gets out of the car. And then Dee was driving. And she got out of the car and I saw her and I was blown away by how good looking she was. And so that's how I met her.
Oh, wow.
And that's how we met. But we met in the parking lot of a bar.
And you stalked her ever since.
Well, and she wasn't really friends with the girl. She just they were at the same party and the girl needed a ride. And my wife said, okay, I'll give you a ride. I got to get something to eat. And then I got her phone number and I called her every day for like 2 weeks.
Were you ever nervous asking for her phone number?
I didn't ask for it. My roommate did. No, my roommate Joel
You
said,
chicken crap.
no, my roommate Joel, well, she didn't like me at first.
Why were you an asshole?
No, I was myself, but my roommate Joel says, I go, oh, wow, she's smoking hot. And so my roommate Joel goes, he goes,
So Joe asked her out first?
no, he asked her for a business card
Ah, that's smart.
because Joel's a sales guy.
Oh, that's smart.
And so I asked her, what do you do or whatever? And she said what she did for a living. And so Joel said, oh, do you have a card? And so she gave him a card and he goes, boom, there's her number.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that's how I got her number.
Wow.
And then I just started calling her the next day.
But wait a minute. But she didn't give it to you. Was she freaked out that you called her?
I don't know. She
Yeah.
talked to me.
You didn't care.
She talked to me.
How long did that conversation last? Your first
The
conversation?
first conversation wasn't that long.
Okay. Did you
The-
explain who you are and how you got her
No,
number?
she knew who I was.
She didn't ask, why are you having my number?
She knew who I was. Because I had talked to her. I was the one that was trying to talk to her that night before. You know what I mean? She knew exactly who I was. I was a good-looking guy, and
What's wheezing?
that's Steve wheezing. He gets wheezy when I talk about my love stories.
You think he gets... Steve, when you hear Ray's stories of his love,
Yes.
obviously his love for his wife and the love that Deidre has for him, are you jealous in any way? Because I got to admit, Ray, I am jealous of what you
thank
and
you.
Deidre...
Oh, of course I am. Of course I am. Shit.
Oh yeah.
He's
No,
one lucky bastard.
I'm very, very lucky. I admit it. I admit it that I am lucky. I admit.
But my point is, but you weren't really looking for Dee
No.
at all.
No.
And you just ran into her.
Yeah.
Steve, maybe perhaps the both of us need to stop looking.
In fact, at the time I met her, I was at the luckiest point of my life. Literally, my life when I met her was every single night I was hooking up with somebody different.
Oh boy. But she liked that, huh?
No, she asked me to stop.
I bet.
But that's when I stopped. When she asked me, I just immediately stopped. Every single
So
night.
from that moment on, Bud, you knew that Dee was the one for you?
I knew I was going to marry her on our first date. I would have married
You keep
her.
saying that.
I would have married her
But you didn't really know her, though.
during our first date. I was that in love with her.
Oh, wow.
Damn.
Yeah.
How long for Dee to be in love with you, though, Bud?
Same time.
Oh, Dee.
No,
loved-
she was.
But she didn't like you at first, you said.
Yeah, but after on the first date, she fell in love with me.
Oh, wow.
I'm telling you, it's
What did you do? Did you wine, dine, and
I
dance?
just-
and what did you do?
I
What
was
the
just
date?
myself.
You
I
never
was-
told us what the date was, I don't think.
all right, here was the date.
I never knew.
We went. I called her every night for 2 weeks.
Every night.
Yeah, and I tried to get her to do anything. She just kept saying no.
Oh, my goodness.
Like I invited her to go on a cruise in the harbor. She said no. I
They did
invited.
cruises there, right? They did nice little cruises.
Yeah, they
there
did
in the
it was some kind of I don't know, some whatever. I was invited to stuff all the time. I just didn't go.
And you were going to take advantage of it.
But I had a hot girl I wanted to ask out, so I was taking advantage. I was,
Yeah.
I would then say yes to things that I wouldn't usually say yes to. I invited her to go to a Spurs game in San Antonio. She said no.
Holy cow.
Because she goes, I don't even know you. I'm not going to spend the night with you in a hotel in San Antonio.
Was that back with like David Robinson and them?
Yeah,
Sean Elliott, those
yeah.
guys?
I knew Sean
That
Elliott.
was a good team.
I knew Sean Elliott. He would stop by my house.
No kidding.
Then I invited her to dinner several times. She said no. I invited her to go to. Here's the thing. She finally said yes to. They were doing an auction, a charity auction for children, and Lamb and I were asked to be. Well, I was asked to be in the auction.
Okay.
And we were just going to give away. We said we'd do an interview on our show, to plug something for somebody. Okay. And then there were a bunch of people that were there that were offering up different things. And I asked her if she'd be my date for that. And she said she'd go to that. She said, yeah, that's nice.
You played to her heartstrings.
Yeah.
At
And
that point,
then
you
she
kinda-
said
you-
yes.
You kind of were talking with her.
Yeah. So
And
then
so-
I suggested that we go earlier than it started and get a couple drinks before it started.
Mhm.
We'd stop somewhere, get a couple drinks, and then,
Yeah.
then eventually show up. And that's what we did. We stopped when she came to, and she said, well, I'll drive to your house.
So that was your first actual
That
date.
was our
then.
first
That
actual
was your
date.
First actual date.
So she said, I don't want you picking me up. I'll drive to your house. I said, that's fine.
Well, that was safety reasons, I'm sure.
So, but she had been to my house.
Was she driving? Did she end up driving the whole night though? Dee?
Yeah, she did drive. I don't know why she didn't want to go in my car. She drove in her car. I
And
was
you know
like,
she drove that friend around too. It must be like a safety issue.
I don't know, but we left. We went to go drinking, a couple drinks, and I over there. I couldn't believe everything. Everything was just perfect. You know what I mean?
Clicking.
And then we went to the auction thing.
Mhm.
And when we went there were other famous people and other shows. And Lamb and I did something,
Offensive.
offensive and outrageous. And
Oh, what did Dee say to that?
she thought it was funny. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And we ended up giving a lot of money to kids,
Raising money for kids. Yeah.
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 Well, the money that we gave for the auction items that we bought all went to children.
Oh, you bought auctions too.
Yeah, we bought another one of our competition.
Mm-hmm.
They were offering to do a day of work.
Okay.
So we bought their day of work and made them do something horrible. It was something horrible.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. But we bought them and nobody was buying.
Their stuff.
They put it out there. No one was buying it. So John and I bought it for cheap,
Oh,
and then we had him do something. We had him do something terrible
at your office or your work.
at our work. Yeah,
Oh,
it was our competition.
That's brilliant. Whose idea was that?
I believe that was mine.
That's a brilliant idea.
Yeah.
Now,
so-
because not only did you get to have their DJs or whatever,
Yeah.
your station,
plus, we got to ridicule our
and then
competition.
you raised money for the, well, that's true, and embarrassed them.
Yeah, and we raised money for children, which
Children.
was nice.
And so DJ probably
But
thought,
we
that,
bought-
oh, he's raising money for children.
We bought several of our competitors that night,
You did.
if I remember. Yeah. And we just had them do it. Meanwhile, what John and I offered was to come on our show and we'll give you an interview and plug your product. And some guy who owned a business bought it.
Oh wow.
He was like, I want to buy that to plug my business. We're like, fine. And so he came on the show. He did a whole half hour of the show with us. The guy got a great return. Yeah. And the other people were just embarrassed.
Do you find that okay? I'm getting to back to you. So
All right.
I am getting back to you with this whole thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Did you find when doing that, when the people came on, do you find it's best that people kind of lose their humility, so to speak, and just kind of make fun of themselves and have fun with you guys?
Yeah, that would be
that would be ideal.
that
right?
would that's how they
and that
should
would
have done it.
benefit that person's business.
That's how
correct?
they should have done it. Yes.
And then so the people that didn't do that, they should have done it, right? Even a different radio.
Well, the guy
station.
that the business guy who bought it, he definitely did that.
So that he knew going in.
Yeah, he knew
these guys
going
will
in.
make fun of me, and
Well, he had listened to it. He was a fan of ours,
I have to
so
take
he
a
knew
beating.
exactly what it was going to be. You know.
Yeah. So the people that don't do that, they didn't really benefit from what.
Well, like our competition, we had them clean our shitters.
Yeah.
They had to clean. They had to come clean the toilets.
Oh my
and
gosh.
then it was just we made them just do embarrassing.
Yes,
things.
but they should have made a segment out of that for their show
Yeah,
as well.
But instead, they were pissed off, and we
you-
ended up
because you
getting
humiliated them.
yes, and we got the best of it.
But they shouldn't have been humiliated, right?
No, they
I
should
mean,
have just
if that was you, if
they
someone
should have
bought-
just gone along with it.
if someone had bought you, wouldn't you have done that? Just gone along and made
If someone would have bought me,
and you had to do all that.
I would send Jimmy.
Yeah.
That's or somebody, whoever was Jimmy at that station.
Yes.
I would send, like, if it was now, I'd send Steve.
Yes.
So he would go do whatever, and I would say, have fun, do whatever.
Yeah.
Let them make a star out of you on their show.
Yes.
And then when they do, the people will go, well, this guy's funny.
Where can I listen to it?
Where do I listen to him? Oh, I
Yeah.
go listen to him on that show. I got to listen to that show every morning. So I had a plan with all that stuff, but
Yeah.
But
my point is, Ray, is you then knew
Yeah.
you knew that bringing these people in that there was going to be some that that swing and miss and some that hit it out of the park. You knew,
but I knew that I would look good.
because you're raising money for children. That's
Yeah.
why you would look good.
Yeah.
In front of D. Okay. My, again, getting back to Steve.
All right.
At no point does Steve consider the options. Hey, if I'm dating a murderer,
Yeah, he doesn't know.
I could get murdered or I could look bad.
No, he doesn't care about that. All he cares about is she's Cindy Crawford hot and he's going to be dating her. That's all he
And
cares
he's
about.
going to turn her in his mind. Right?
Yeah.
That's what he thinks about.
So again, but you had, like you said, you had plans. You had plan A, plan B. and
yeah,
plan
all
C.
the time. I always have. Even
Yes.
now I have plans.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, Steve doesn't necessarily have that, correct?
No, I don't.
I wouldn't say that he's someone who has plans.
Do you think that Steve will ever find love in the way that he's going about it?
Love after lockup, baby.
Love.
Oh, for the love of
He wants to be on the Discovery Plus show. Love After Lockup.
Steve,
That's his show.
is still helping this.
How does Love After Lockup, has it always happily ever after stories, or
No. No. Sometimes you find out that, like, this one dude was conversing with a woman. She got out of prison. He paid for all kinds of lawyers to get her out of prison early, and then she dumped him as soon as he picked her up from prison. She said, "Take me to this area," and she got out of the car and got another car, and she said, "Don't follow me." And that was
Oh,
it.
really?
Imagine that.
So he paid for her to get out of jail, and then she just took off.
And then she just dumped him. Yeah, things like that.
No
That would
way.
that's what would happen to me.
So,
You know what, Ray?
and you'd be fine with that.
Well, I know I wouldn't be fine with it. I would probably totally give up after that. But
Wouldn't you at least want some kind of sex or something?
I would prefer that. Yeah, something.
Oh
A fucking hand job. I don't care in a car. Well,
my gosh.
You would pay for a woman to get out of prison as long as you got a hand job in the car.
well, I would want more than that. But if we just went ahead and got in the car and got it and then be done with it, and she'd said, I would be happy. If
Did
she
he
wrote-
not just listen to your beautiful story that you just told us? Did he not just take that in?
I'm just saying he doesn't care about my story.
No, I'm
You
saying
want
he
to
should
know.
learn from your story, as I just did.
Yeah. No, he's not.
I understand learning from stories like that, and I've heard that so many times. You know, how many times I've heard, "Oh, if you just quit looking, you'll find something." Well, that don't fucking work either.
Steve, but women, they can smell desperation on you. Would you agree to that, Ray?
I wear Axe.
Oh, for the there's number. Okay.
So he wears Axe body spray to hide the desperation.
Can I tell
Goose.
you, Axe is not a cologne that women like. Can we all agree upon that?
I don't know. I've never smelled Axe.
Have you ever worn Axe?
No.
Yeah. So how's that working?
Uh,
I don't think I've ever worn Axe in my life.
have you
I
gotten?
don't wear the Axe. I wear the Dollar Tree Axe.
Oh,
Oh,
Steve, you're
power
making it
stick.
worse. Steve,
So it's called Power Stick
Yes,
spray.
yes.
I would love to know what they're saying in the chat room again, Ray, about his cologne
They're
preference.
saying
Oh, for the love
we
of
need to get Steve a pen pal from a guilt prison.
Exactly.
Like,
Any prison. You have to be a guilt prison.
what is the age limit Steve will date? We now know that he'll date anyone. Obviously, murderers, rapists.
Axe is desperation. Did Steve say axe or ass?
the same thing. But,
Pete says we can smell the desperation over the internet.
yes, Steve.
I think you're smelling the Axe body spray that
Axe
Steve
body
sprays
spray.
on himself to where he smells romantic all the time.
Is Axe body spray romantic?
One of these days he's gonna find a girl that likes Axe.
Maybe
You mean
Shelley
an axe
did.
that you cut down a tree with?
Well, she,
That
no,
type of
she
woman.
needed an axe. That's what she murdered the children with.
Maybe I need to go with pine scented.
Yeah, no. What do you want to smell? No, you don't want to go to the pine
Yeah,
scent.
Christmas tree.
Yeah.
You want to be
What?
plucked to you, Steve?
What the hell? You don't want to smell like ammonia. No, you don't want to smell like. You want to remind them of dusting. No,
What?
you don't want to smell like a household cleaning product.
I guess that explains a lot.
What are you wearing? Oh, pine saw, baby, pine saw.
Hey, Steve, it's Shelly. I love the smell of eggs.
Oh, it's pine saw, ass, baby.
I'm sorry, Shelly. Did you say axe or ass?
Ass. I love that smell, Steve. Give me some. Give me some ass. And Steve, before our date, don't shower.
So what is this criteria? You have got to be. I'm only attracted to women that come out of prison, murdering, raping, and doing awful things to children.
So he's watching Discovery Plus, a show where desperate men hook up with women right out of jail.
Oh yeah.
And
You see how he answered that?
he's so
You
excited.
see how he answered that?
You get so
You
turned
didn't need
on.
to be sensual sexual at that point in time. You didn't need it. Unneeded.
So you love those shows, right?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
my
Oh, yeah.
God.
Of course.
Is that the one? Is that the only show you want to be on, or are there other shows?
Oh no, I want to be on 90 Day Fiance. That's where you find somebody overseas or in a different country,
Yeah.
and you converse with them. Then eventually you have to marry them and try to stay, and so they can get a K-1 visa.
Yeah.
So you have to be married for 90 days.
Did you
Or
hear
more.
him say so they can get a visa?
So does that work out for anybody?
No, it doesn't work out all the time. It happened a couple times, but it has worked out. Some people have been gotten together, but a lot of them have been, you know,
What does it take for Steve to
So
say
there,
no?
so you would do that.
yeah, why not? You never know. You never know. You might find somebody, you might not.
Steve, could we say that he's looking down the wrong streets,
Absolutely,
avenues,
absolutely,
alleyways?
yes, because he is.
Dude.
You don't want to be. Stice says Steve wants to be naked and afraid. That naked and afraid show isn't on there, is it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
Oh boy.
I don't think I want to do that though. I don't think I would last. I don't have a lot of fat. I would probably last, but I just don't think the whole naked thing would work for me.
Yeah. Well, you're gonna be naked using a walker in the middle of
Desert.
desert. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you let me ask you, Ray.
Yeah.
If you set up a kissing booth
Yeah.
and had Steve be in one booth,
Right.
okay,
Yeah.
and you put Steve willing to kiss murderers, rapists, take you home, get you a visa,
Yeah.
come on to this country.
Yeah.
How do you believe that would work out for Steve, finding love?
So I'm saying that I could put a kissing booth with
Next to
Steve
a prison,
in the middle of a women's prison,
in the middle.
Yeah.
and I still am not sure there'd be a lot of.
Hmm.
No offense, Steve.
No offense.
I'm not sure there'd be a bunch of customers.
Maybe that would explain why the sign on my door isn't working.
What does the sign on your door say?
Oh no.
Kissing booth, 25 cents. Please knock first.
Has anyone knocked?
I found a quarter the other night laying on the floor.
So someone threw a quarter there, but they didn't want the kiss.
They didn't want to kiss, I guess.
They just figured out it's easier to just loan him the quarter.
Yeah.
How do you think he would do if it was a male prison?
Oh, no.
I would hope he'd do very, very well, actually. Oh God. Oh shit.
So that's a business venture you would
Yes.
dive into. A male prison for
Absolutely.
Steve. Okay.
I'd love to see that. Steve, you would not be so keen on that one?
Men's? No, not men's.
What would his
prison.
cut be? 10%? 15?
Yeah, he'd get 4%.
Oh, that's
Four?
Pretty good,
Yeah.
pretty good, Steve.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of cost to set that up. I'd want to make sure that I get my return. You know, I want to make sure that I'm getting at least 96% of the kissing money.
Yeah. Well,
Not that I have to kiss anybody, but
overhead.
yeah, a high overhead. I just want to,
And just the process of setting it up.
Stice says, so basically you're saying Steve couldn't get laid in prison with a fistful of pardons.
He's probably right. He's probably. I bet I could. I bet I could do. If I had a fistful of pardons, I bet I could. I bet I could
Maybe.
find some woman.
Yes.
Say, I want out of here.
Maybe.
And it wouldn't matter to you whether they've murdered, raped, whatever.
No,
Pardon them.
He just wants to make sure he has the sex first
right.
before they get totally out in the wild.
What
Right.
if you change the sign from a kissing booth to a sign that read 2-minute pleasure
2 minutes of pleasure.
in the male prison?
Oh, so they would have to give Steve 2 minutes of pleasure, or he'd give them 2 minutes of
Well, it
pleasure.
just says 2 minutes of pleasure in the way you want blood.
So
Would you venture in that avenue?
there's a lot of guys in prison that are just looking to get pleasured. You wouldn't want to put poor Steve in that situation.
Why not?
No,
It's 4%.
not in a men's prison. Not in a men's prison. In a women's
In
prison,
a
I'm
woman's
gay.
prison, you would be okay in a woman's prison?
Yeah, for 2 minutes of pleasure, sure.
Oh,
Steve, the STD.
I would think there'd be some women in there that you would not want to be pleasuring.
Ugh.
I mean,
And I think the hygiene would have to. What is his take on hygiene? Does the woman have to be hygiened?
No.
no.
I'm good.
By the way, Dan says the only pardon would be please pardon the size of my beard.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
All right, just look at the time. We got to wrap it up. You guys, this show is brought to you by our friends at Recontext. It's Recontext in the corner of 8th and Black. Recontext, they can do complete car detailing. They do car coating. Get Tsunami on your car. That's right. You get Tsunami, it means you wouldn't even have to wax your car for like years.
What is that? What is it?
It's a coating that goes on top of the car.
Is it like a wax, a thick wax?
Yeah, it replaces, like, if you get a coating, you won't have to wax your car for like years. Just depends on what.
The
know,
to-
how
yeah,
much-
the top notches for 7 years.
yeah.
7 years.
And all you have to do is just wash your car.
Did you get that on your card?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you wash my car, it just sparkles and shines. Looks fantastic.
Is it? But do you have to do appointments for that? Because I'm sure that takes.
Yeah,
while.
there's like today, where Bella's car's going in
Oh, good.
to get a complete detailing, and,
Oh,
and
good.
they also do aftermarket stuff. They do, you name it, any kind of aftermarket auto things. They do it at Recontext. It's Recontext 670-1132. That's 670-1132. And we're also brought to you by our friends at Just Beds. That's Just Beds, 3120 Montvale Drive. Just Beds.
You know, I'm looking for a bed, right?
You got to get in there.
I will.
Get in there and find a bed. 698-6179. They are the yawn exterminators. It's Just Beds. I know my daughter says she's got a dip in her bed. So we're going to get her a new bed from Just Beds. He said, you want to get a new bed?
Yeah.
Steve needs a new bed. He's got some kind of mattress,
Goose,
mail order mattress.
I'll sell you my bed, Goose, real cheap.
That mail order mattress is
Does he really think I would buy his?
no. I'm sure
Cheap.
Yeah, just like your dates.
it's just,
What a love.
I want to thank you guys for listening and remind you all that we will be back tomorrow.
Because we're gonna find out how much you would charge at these prisons.
Yeah, I do want to. I'd like
I
to
wanna
find out
how much you would charge for this.
I'd like to find out what he would charge at the kissing booth. Yeah, I'd love to find that out.
He can go to the male prison.
Yeah, that would be great.
We'll try that there.
That would be fantastic. All right, let's wrap it up today.
10 o'clock already.
It's 9:30.
Oh, wow.
Look at that, right?
Kind of.
I know. Well, the time was lost by Steve saying he would date murderers. That's where the time went.
Yeah, it went
You
by.
know, how many shows could you delve into his mind before you realize?
There is no line. Here's what I'm finding out. There's no line. There's no line for Steve.
Hello.
There's the Gusano. There I am. I want to thank you guys for listening.
I would like to set that up for me and Steve. Actually,
Yeah, I gotta figure a way to get you on a camera.
nah, I'm all right. No one wants to see this.
That's awesome. Fine show. Remember, Stainless tonight, guys. Stainless tonight is happening. I think it's 6:00. Stainless, which is the greatest show. It's a show where they talk about this show,
Oh, wow.
and I'm sure that I'm sure Steve dating murderers is definitely going to come up.
Oh, I think.
Yeah, I think that's definitely going to be
Pretty
a
sure.
subject on tonight's show.
You know what I'd like to do is I'd like to pick out from the chat room tomorrow some of the comments and try to find out and like rate the comments about this show. That would be interesting.
Yeah, we'll rate.
Rate the comments.
So you're saying on tomorrow's show we should pick the
Some
best.
of them are really funny.
We should pick a best comment on tomorrow's show.
Could you save it from today? Like the comments made today, because some of them are really
No,
funny.
we'll just tomorrow when they're doing the show tomorrow. We'll just say that one of the comments from tomorrow's show
I got you.
we'll pick as the best comment. That's not bad, but I gotta remember them. But that's a great comment. That's a great idea. I like that. All right. So Stainless tonight at 6:00. I highly recommend it. That's Christina and Dan. It's a Stainless. It'll be a good time. And then come back here. And that's for tier 3, by the way. Tier 3, you get stainless.
Hey, I'm a tier 3, right?
No, you're not. You're not.
Am I tier 1, tier 2?
You're
What am I?
tier nothing is what you are.
How do I become a tier 3?
You just buy it.
Oh.
You buy a subscription.
Well, how many tiers are there?
Well, there was 5, but I got rid of tier 2.
What do you mean?
I got rid of tier 2. There's tier 1, 3, 4, and 5.
So 5 is what?
5 is the biggest fan tier.
A date with me.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
And if you want one, you get a date with Steve.
I don't qualify to date Steve. Even if I was a woman, I'm not a murderer,
switch-
not a rapist.
I'm gonna switch tier 2 to a date with tier 3 to a date with Goose
No, thank you. No, thank you.
for you or your mother, whichever one you want.
And I don't. Well, I date moms now. I'm old enough to date moms. Now.
You know, have you dated a guilt? Are you dated a gilf?
Gil,
That's how we started the show. Was a gilf,
grandma.
a grandma. I'd like to bang.
I've dated a few grandmas.
So you have
Okay.
you have dated a grandmother?
A couple of them.
Are you even old enough to be dating grandmothers?
Dude, I'm old. Dude, I'm getting old.
Wow.
I just look young. We're blessed with looking young. Actually.
Yeah, we're very lucky like that. Thank God.
We look like 20s, 30s, early 30s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I look somewhat young.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say 43, 44.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you. So this is why you're on the show.
No
You're so-
other reason
You're
but
so kind.
he's so kind. Are you kidding me?
I
The
mean,
man is going to date a murderer
except for dating child murderers. You're very kind.
and people out of prison.
Yeah,
What is going on here?
you're very kind.
Yeah, he's very kind.
With that exception.
You have a great heart for dating people and giving them a second chance, Steve. Good for you. What is going on?
We'll be back tomorrow.
I will not.
We'll talk to you guys later. So long, everybody. Oh, good Lord.